This is Mrs. Wilcoxis in the library. It is November 16th, 2015, and this video is on how to find resources for the topic Mandate of Heaven and the Zhou Dynasty. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to mutilate a lot of these names. Alrighty. We have a Pathfinder on the Library Haiku page, which is under your Extras tab. Pathfinders are right here. Scroll on down. We have one called World History, and then I've got links right here for Briscoe's class. We'll look at World History real quick. It's going to take a minute to load. And we have a number of different databases that you can typically find resources for. I think I found most of the ones for today, ABC Clio, JSTOR, World History and Context, and some of these ebooks. Okay. There's resources down here to how to use Noodle tools and turn it in and so forth. I'll let you look into that yourself. But we're going to start today using the discovery search. Up until last year, if you wanted to use our resources, you would actually have to go into each individual database and try and keep track of what databases you've already used and which resources you got there. And that's a good way to work. It allows you not to get overwhelmed, but it's also easy to forget what you're looking for or where you've looked. So we're going to start here. And our discovery search searches all of our databases at one time. And when I say all of them, there's a few that it doesn't, but it's getting most of your resources and our book. So we're going to start by typing in, or this is how I started, by typing in Mandate of Heaven. Every once in a while, I'll see a term Mandate from Heaven, but I think the official term is Mandate of Heaven. Okay, so I'm not finding lots of background information on Mandate of Heaven. I'm finding resources about it, and I'm going to show you how to get through those resources in a minute. This might be one that would be pretty good. I'm going to click through here. But then I want to show you how I found slightly different information in a different way, and I'm hoping it's going to make me log in. It should not do that. I'm glad this happened so I can show you real quick, and we're not going to follow this link. But what you would do, anytime you have a password that's required, you come back here, go to remote passwords. You can click on this. I can't do it because this is a public video on YouTube, but you'll get your username and password to this database. And then email me, and so I can fix this, because that shouldn't happen. I'll probably try again a little bit later. It doesn't always happen if I try it again, but I'm going to keep going. That's how you would do it. And you would follow through and you'd get an article such as this one right here. But I'm going to keep going because I want to show you. So then I tried the Zhou Dynasty. There we go. And I got a research starter. This is what I wanted to show you. A research starter is very similar to a Wikipedia article. It gives you that background information that you oftentimes need to know to really read an article in depth. Okay, and you can cite this. They're short. Sometimes usually they're longer than this, but they can be very short. You can cite them. Here are your citation. And I think you're going to be using author date. Anytime you grab a citation from somewhere, you should always check and make sure it's correct, but it's a great place to start. I'm going to go back. But the nice thing about this is inside this research starter, these links are active. So you could follow these links and get more information. So they don't just stop, it keeps going. You can get pretty far into it. Okay. I also wanted to show you, as you do some reading, you'll realize that Confucius came about during this time. When I say came about, was born around this time, and his philosophy became popular during this time, and then actually sustained for thousands of years afterwards. But so let me just show you Confucius. I think I spelled it wrong. There we go. So I got Confucius. And you can, here's another research starter. I actually want to show you a little bit in a minute about how to get into an ebook. Okay. Because specifically, once I change, so you can use this also, but once I change this to Confucianism, Confucianism, I found lots of good resources. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, and this one had a lot of good resources right there, and as did this one. But we're just going to show you. I'm just going to open one up and show you how to start searching through this. Okay, this is an ebook. I'm going to go do download full text. It is unlimited user access, so multiple people can use it at the same time. I can download it to a device if I want to read it offline. If you're going somewhere and you won't have internet access, it's a great thing to do. I'm going to pull it up PDF full text right now. When I do that, this gives me the table of contents right here. Very helpful. However, look, I can go search within, and I'm going to type in mandate of heaven. There we go. All righty. There we go. It's all over the place. You can see this all over the place. Okay, so this is going to be a book that talks about the mandate of heaven during this time period. So this is going to be a great resource. You can cite here, again, like we did in the last database, Chicago Turabian. You can save pages. You can add to a folder. To add to a folder, you actually have to sign in. You have to make an account with EBSCO, and it'll allow you to sign in, save all your stuff to one folder. It's really quite nice. And you can email yourself. You can get a permalink, which is a permanent link, a permanent URL, all sorts of things. I'm going to stop the video, and we're going to go into part 2.